What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Marchu Saucy back with another video. In this video, we're gonna be reacting to alpha male YouTubers are worse than ever. I hope everybody's doing good, feeling good. Today is a good day, man. You get to live, man. You get to live, get to enjoy, get to eat motherfucking fruit off the tree, goddamn.
Except to be fat.
Okay. I mean, if I was president, hell, I'd put all of them in a fat concentration camp so they can concentrate on dieting and exercising, because being fat is completely not acceptable.
Well, guys, I'm sure today's gonna end civilly.
That nigga sitting right there, too.
There are a few topics on the internet that will bring along controversy no matter where you decide to discuss them. And today we are talking about one of the biggest of them all. Now, no pun intended there, but over the last week or so, I've gotten quite a few comments and a few DMs asking me to check out a video that the channel Jubilee recently released. It's a video part of their Middle Ground series titled Is Being Fat a Choice?
Hey, look, and I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I'm gonna be real and 100% honest with y'all. Being fat, it could be a choice or it could not be a choice. It depends on your body type. But it's not about really your weight. It's about how you feel. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's about how you feel. Like, if you big and you feel good being big, or you feel good being your weight, then shit, ain't no problem with that. But if you're struggling, if it's hard for you to, you know what I'm saying, do the things that you can do on your daily basis, if you don't like if you feel insecure about your weight, if it's making you goddamn second guess yourself and all this shit, then maybe you need to think about, you feel me, losing it. But if you feel good about yourself, be confident, then goddamn, be you. If that's you, that's you. You know what I'm saying? I don't think it should, you feel me? If it gets to a point where it's super unhealthy and you about to die, then that shit is that is not acceptable. That's not acceptable. That is not acceptable. You about to die? Come on, bro.
Men versus fat men.
That's
now,
how
if
I
you've
feel
never
about
heard
it.
of this video series or
I don't
Jubilee
judge nobody over their weight, bro.
in general, basically Jubilee is sort of a social debate channel. They bring people together on camera and have them talk about divisive topics. They also do some weird dating videos, but I think they're mainly known for these kind of social experiment / debate type videos. And the Middle Ground series is exactly what it sounds like. They bring people together on opposite sides of the spectrum when it comes to certain social topics, and they have them try and reach a middle ground. Except that's actually not what happens literally ever. A long time ago, Jubilee learned that nobody wants to see people get along, so they always have one or two characters who really ham it all up and get an argument going for the camera. And this video is one of the most egregious examples of that ever.
Okay.
They brought on none other than Myron from the Fresh and Fit podcast to talk to people about whether or not being fat is a choice. Now, if you don't know who this guy is, don't worry. I think you'll get a pretty good idea of his character.
My thing is, bro, why do y'all, okay, hold on. Why do y'all do this shit? You brought this buff ass nigga. Yo, this nigga is like, you know, a lot of niggas aren't buff like this. It's a kind of like it's not rare, but like, you don't see too many niggas that's this big. This nigga gotta be in the gym every day. This nigga watches nuts. Hold on. Wait, hold on. Pause. This nigga watches his every calorie that he put in his body. You feel me? Make sure he eat nuts, fruits, vegetables. Goddamn, make sure you know, prep the food in the fridge. When we wake up, we're gonna do a nice little pre-workout, and then we're gonna take a shower, and then we're gonna get back in the gym, cause you know I just felt like pumping a little bit of extra weight, and then we're gonna get back. Yo, this nigga is a bodybuilder, bro.
Than I would do trying to
And bro, this nigga is big as shit.
to explain the guy. And two, I've got over an hour
Look at
of
his
footage to
legs.
scrub through to get all the good bits. We might be here a while. Let's begin.
Look at his head.
Do you think just being in a fat body and being in the public space encourages obesity?
Yes.
Shame is what led me to an eating disorder.
Whose fault
When
is that,
what
though?
we're looking for is
Whose fault is that?
stability.
That's your
It's-
fault.
It's
See, the
an
problem is that you're a
amalgamation.
professional victim.
Alrighty, so not even 10 seconds in, and we've already got phrases like professional victim being thrown around, so I think you should be getting clued in pretty quickly here. Spoiler alert, I don't really feel like making a 3-hour-long video, so we're going to be jumping around mainly to the bits
I
where...
ain't gonna lie, bro. I can tell who got confidence in themselves just off their body language and how they look.
Alert, I don't really feel like making a 3
This nigga really don't got, like, he might be chill. Hold on.
hour long.
This nigga happy. You feel me? The first dude, he didn't really have confidence in himself like that. He was real he looked uncomfortable.
Long video, so
My boy right here, he confident. He confident, bro. You see him rocking this motherfucking green suit with this motherfucking black t-shirt and a little bit of jewels on it. He confident. Let me do a little wink at him.
we're going to be jumping around mainly to the bits where Myron talks, because for the most part, everybody else here is pretty reasonable. Greg Doucette is a little questionable at times. As much as I love to watch a good natty or not, I've got to admit, some of the stuff he says is a little bit out there, but nothing compares to Myron.
I have felt disgusted looking at a fat body. Can our agreeers please step forward?
Felt disgusted? I don't know if I've ever felt disgusted. Disgusted? See?
Whoever feels compelled.
Oh,
to start.
even this nigga stepped up. That's how I fucking knew it. I knew it.
Well, it's unacceptable
I knew
to
he
be fat.
wasn't confident in himself, bro. I knew it.
Okay.
I knew it.
That's a great start. I've been way skinnier than I am now, and
Oh, he had.
I've been way heavier than I am now.
Okay.
Was I less valuable at one point in there?
Well, I mean, you can make an argument that you're less valuable when you're fatter because you drain resources, but that's a whole other conversation. But yeah, I mean, in general, being fat is unacceptable because you control every single morsel of food that goes into your mouth.
Okay.
It shows a lack of discipline, it shows a lack of character, it shows a lack of temperance, and when you're fat, it's an outward manifestation of your inadequacies.
All right, so a lot to unpack here. First of all,
Okay. That's solid. Because like you can assume that like that's solid. I feel like it's not that for all, but I feel like for a majority, it makes sense.
fat people are less valuable because they drain more resources. What the fuck does that even mean? What
Yeah,
resources
I didn't know what that meant.
are we talking about here? Do you just get to pick and choose which resources are okay to consume? Because Myron, you've got a lot of fancy cars, which objectively take up more resources than an economy car. Why is that okay? And then a big thing that's going to come up over and over and over again during this, Myron and people like Myron, pretty much everybody in that red pill space, think that they get to choose what is important for everybody. Does being lean and being muscular require more discipline than being overweight? Yes, obviously.
Yeah.
Nobody's going to argue that. But
Facts.
saying it's a display of your inadequacies, Myron, I'm sure there's a million things that are harder than having a six-pack that you cannot do. Why do you think you get to choose?
Oh my God. He said that. Hold on, I take that back. He said display of inadequacies. Hey, I take that back. I take it back.
What displays
Don't
an
cook me in
inadequacy?
the
Why aren't you a
comments.
surgeon?
No!
Why aren't you an astrophysicist? Why aren't you
It's
a
over.
world-class athlete
I'm canceled.
who plays a professional sport for a living? By definition, you are inadequate to those people
Oh,
compared
man.
to your ability to do what they do for a living. Why aren't you more muscular? Why aren't you more lean? Why aren't you the biggest guy sitting on the
Bro, this nigga look like a. Can I say? I can say this because I'm black. He look like a monkey, bro.
they do for a living? Why aren't you more muscular? Why aren't you more lean? Why aren't you the biggest guy sitting on the jack side of the discussion? Are these all inadequacies? Because if so, this is the pot calling the kettle black. You've got a lot to work on, clearly.
Yeah,
You
so
were
I've been
naturally
in
skinny
all
before
spectrums.
him.
Like I'm naturally skinny.
Yeah, yeah.
And then I was like, all right, I'm gonna get fat as an experiment.
Yeah.
Did it, and then I was like, all right, now I'm gonna lose the weight. And then all I did was just track my calories, ate the same food every single day.
Yeah.
Went to the gym 4 or 5 times a week, and everything was controlled, and it got done. Was it monotonous? Of course. Was it
No,
boring?
yeah,
Of
yeah,
course.
I agree with you there. I am naturally this way. This is with working out 4 or 5 times
That's
a week.
not true.
This is
No,
100%
you
true,
can't.
bro.
No.
Oh, that's low. That's not true. Come on, bro. That's low. Cause some people's body types is different. You know what I'm saying? Some people have more fat than, you know what I'm saying, muscle. Like, people fat to muscle ratio is different. So hey, bro, everybody's body type different, bro. You know, damn.
Come to the gym with me.
It's not natural at all, because at the end of the day, if you don't lose weight, by definition, you're not in a calorie deficit. If you're not in a calorie deficit, then you're gonna either maintain or gain weight, and that's the problem, is that people don't track their calories.
And that's true, but people burn at their resting metabolic rate a different set of calories.
Doesn't matter.
All right, so unfortunately, Myron is going to say some reasonable stuff throughout this video. It's an hour-long video. It's bound to happen. Unfortunately for Myron, though, he says so many insane things that are just purely hypocritical and contradictory that it's really hard to take those reasonable things he says.
I ain't gonna lie. One thing about, like, these buff-ass niggas, bro, they don't know how to dress. Or can they just not dress because clothes look weird on them? I think it's because clothes just look weird on them. Yeah. Once you get to a certain point of muscle, you just start looking like this. And clothes just start to look weird on you. That's why I just don't understand this shit. Like, you working out for what? You don't play football? Like, the fuck? What are you getting this big for? What the fuck is you gonna do with all this muscle? So you can goddamn lift the seasoning? So you can move a box? So you can change a tire, bro? Like, you don't need all this muscle, bro. This shit is unnecessary, bro. I'm gonna be honest, it's unnecessary. You do not need to be this big, bro. Unless you goddamn wrestling or playing a sport in which you need hella muscle to do, you do not need to be this motherfucking big. Because this nigga got all this big just for a nigga this good. What now? What now, nigga? You're shaking in your boots now. What? You done did all this shit. You done built this muscle through all these years just to take a bullet or two. Look at you now, nigga. You're fucked up.
Seriously, because you kind of lose respect for what he's saying.
It's pointless. Like, niggas don't fight no more.
Saying within the first fight.
What are the chances of this nigga getting in a street fight? Who's fighting this man? Not me?
5 minutes. For example, he says, I am naturally skinny. You can rewind it and listen to him say, I am naturally skinny. This guy on the right in the plaid shirt, like 20 seconds later, says, I am naturally this way, assuming he means bigger. And he's like, no, you're not. Nope, that's wrong. This is delusion. This is thinking that your personal experience and the way that you have found things to work applies to all 8 billion people who live on the planet. First, let's address the elephant in the room. Do a lot of people...
And I honestly think it's so, I don't know, it's just weird. Like, if you got a lot of muscles, it's nothing wrong with that. But, like, they make it known that, oh, I have muscles, so I'm going to show my muscles. Look at my muscles. I'm going to wear a tight shirt. I'm going to wear a tank top just to show my muscles. It's not even just because they look good in it or it's comfortable to them. It's because I want to show my muscles. Because, like, bro, I know he cold, bro. There's no way he's not cold in that. I know he's cold. This nigga wearing these tight ass shorts just to show his leg muscles. Like, who are you trying to show your muscles to, niggas? Cause girls, I don't think girls, like, okay, bro, I'm gonna be honest, girls care about it, but like, not that much. You get what I'm saying? Like, it's not that much. They don't care so much about you. Like, they don't, bro, it's not that deep. They're not like, oh my God, look at those traps. I want to go give them a kiss because of them traps. Like, bro, no.
Make weight loss a lot harder and a lot more complicated than it should be. Yes, I've talked about this a lot on my channel, surprisingly, probably because I cover so many people doing insane diets, but a hard truth for a lot of people to swallow is that weight loss is not near as difficult as people make it out to be. It usually comes down to a lack of discipline, a lack of commitment, and self-dishonesty. Now, those things that I just talked about can be hard to achieve and overcome, but losing weight itself, not so much. It's a relatively basic process that normally breaks down only when a person gets it wrong. Now, that's not always that person's fault, which is something we're going to talk about later, but all of this is to wrap back around to saying that claiming that the way that your body looks when you eat in a way that feels, quote, natural is the correct way for a body to look is ridiculous. You can't say, oh, I get to be skinny and underweight naturally, but you can't be bigger than average naturally. That's not how it works. Every single thing that this guy says is motivated by his personal experiences. There's nothing objective about what he says.
But you're passing judgment on somebody's body that you know nothing about. Now, on the flip side, what if I turned around and I did the same thing to you? You're talking about how fit and stuff that you are, but you're over there and you're smallest compared to these other guys.
To get started in data analytics, you don't need previous experience or a degree. The Google Data Analytics Certificate.
So how does that feel if someone comes? No, because you said shame, right?
That's a little.
You said shame, right?
Yeah.
So how does that feel if someone comes up and they start shaming you for size? Like, come on, it goes both ways.
We're just in the first prompt. We got to be careful about targeting each other too directly.
I mean, I'm not offended. It's fine. He's emotional.
No, it goes in every direction.
He's obviously very triggered.
The mental gymnastics that must be going on inside this guy's head gotta be gold medal.
This man said he's obviously very triggered. Bro, are you trying to fight, bro? Like, what's up, nigga? That nigga, he's obviously very triggered. Bro, like, don't try to belittle. Bro, first of all, I don't care how much money you got. I don't care what you accomplish. I don't give a fuck about none of that shit. At least, like, show some respect, bro. Come on, bro.
Worthy. He's gonna say over and over and over and over again that shaming somebody is the best way to get any result out of them. Yet when somebody shames him, now they're emotional. Now they're triggered. All of his arguments.
Like, show some respect, bro. Like, be transparent.
Are baseless. They all cave in on themselves. And it sucks because nobody in this video ever really picks up on it. I watched this entire video just waiting on somebody to be like, well, Myron, I think your haircut's stupid. Your podcast is dog shit. I don't like the way you dress. Myron? I don't think that's a very good name. Because you absolutely know this guy would be like, well, I don't really care. I'm the alpha here. You're just triggered. He would have fallen apart if you asked him, why did that shaming not work on you, buddy? Why are you not changing your haircut? Why are you not making a completely new podcast? Why aren't you changing your clothes? Why aren't you changing your name? He proves time and time again throughout this video that everything he says doesn't actually work, because whenever it's reversed, he does not react in the way that he says people will.
Let's reset. Jacked men are more attractive than fat men. Will the agreeers please step forward?
How come there's 4 guys over there? All right, we're living in a bizarro world where people don't see the truth. Like, how is it possible that they're thinking, no, being obese and unhealthy is more attractive than being fit and healthy? How is this possible?
Actually, you know what? This is precisely why a majority of women find a majority of men as unattractive.
Because I've been so surprised to see on Instagram, there'll be like guys doing like an outfit try on, like not in shape in the slightest bit, and all the comments are women like, I wish like men knew this is how we wish they looked, and like, oh, this is like the dream.
Liars for
look good.
One thing
for
about
clout.
you can never believe what women say, man.
Guys, there are genuinely times when I'm watching a video like this and I have to step back and remind myself,
so they basically just sitting there hating the whole time.
This is not real life. The average person on the street does not even know discourse like this exists. This is online speak, for lack of a better term. These guys are gonna sit here for like 10 10 minutes and discuss attraction as this objective reality that cannot be touched and guess what, just happens to line up with what they believe. Myron goes into discussion about how a woman would never suck the dick of a fat man like she would a
Oh my god, y'all just not keeping it P at all.
man who's jacked. And he's being dead fucking serious. They go into deep conversation about how all women are just trying to look good for social media, and they just won't admit how they all want to be plowed by some 6'6" guy with 22-inch biceps. I mean, just take a look at history. Who are the guys who have actually drawn the attention of hundreds of millions of women? Think about the last few years. Who do we got? Timothée Chalamet, Harry Styles, that Jacob Elordi guy, Jungkook, Pedro Pascal. What are we noticing here, people? None of them look like that motherfucker in the orange tank top, that's for sure. These guys sit here for an embarrassing...
Yeah, bro, dude got a rare build, for real. Like, his build is like a action figure. When I see niggas that look like this walking around, I'll be like, bro, that nigga look like an action figure. I swear. He look like an action figure. Cause like, they don't be as flexible, so when they walk, it's kind of weird. Like, it's like a action. It's like a... They got a weird walk, bro. Y'all know what I'm talking about, bro. It's like an action figure, bro. Like these, bro. I want to see this nigga run. He probably look like this.
Jungkook, Pedro Pascal. What are we noticing here, people? None of them look like that motherfucker in the orange tank top, that's for sure. These guys sit here for an embarrassingly long amount of time, saying that every woman on the planet wants to be with a guy who's jacked out of his mind, and every woman who ever said she likes the dad bod is lying to themselves. Which is hilarious because this is a classic lonely male cope in a video where these guys complain about fat people coping too much. And this is not to say that lots of women don't find muscular men attractive. I'm sure there's a pretty large percentage of women who find the guy in the orange tank top to be the ideal body type for them. And if you polled most people, they would probably be more attracted to a fit person than a fat person. That's just reality. Right. But to sit here and say that no person on the planet can possibly be being honest with themselves, or they're all performing for social media, when they say they prefer a guy who's a little bit bigger rather than a guy who's lean, or even a guy who's just not that muscular, is crazy.
It's a subjective kind of standpoint, but socially, I understand that physically fit men, that's just like what everyone's liking. It's like
I don't think it's as subjective as guys are trying to say. Attraction isn't a choice, and there are hardwired traits that women look for in men. And what I've come to realize is that what women put out there as what they find attractive are politically correct things. Oh, he has a dad bod. He's nice. He's a good guy. The reality is that women don't respond well and favorably to these men. There's a reason why nice guys finish last is a thing. It's because when you're too nice and you kind of bend to her will, etc., girls aren't aroused by that. Girls don't want to say what they're really aroused by. Guys that are able to stand up to them, guys that are able to tell them, well, that was a stupid comment, or hold them accountable for their stupidity when they do dumb things. This is what women find attractive because these are leadership traits.
Have any of those things happened to you, though?
Well, I mean, I've talked to almost 3,000 women, and what I've come to realize from talking to all of them is that most of the time, you know, when they're in a comment section of TikTok, like, you're so handsome, blah, 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 will they actually go on a date and have sex with that guy? Probably not. But they say that because it's politically correct, and women tend to not want to be adversarial. They're going to say what sounds good, but what they're actually aroused by are two different things.
But they're married to those guys.
Yeah, that was kind of what I was
Most
getting to.
often they're married to...
And marriage is a failed institution in the West, and this is why most men get divorced by women. This is why they get destroyed in the divorce courts. This is why women overwhelmingly initiated the divorce rates in America. 80% are initiated by women, because we sit here and we lie and we believe what women say they're actually attracted to.
So, if you couldn't quite translate that, that means no. He hasn't actually experienced any woman telling him this is what they want. For some reason, men like this cannot fathom the idea that a woman might want a person who's pleasant to be around as a partner. They can't find a girlfriend, they can't form a meaningful relationship with a woman, so they blame it on the world and say that all women are actually lying instead of looking within. Furthermore, this is definitely an age of social media thing. Every woman across the planet is lying, saying they don't like super jacked guys for social media points. That's why the Beatles got so popular in the 60s, right? Because of Instagram? I mean, yeah, that's gotta be it. That also explains Elvis, Queen, David Bowie, Prince, Michael Jackson, every boy band literally ever. Also also every emo band literally ever. Bruno Mars, Justin Bieber, Shawn Mendes, The Weeknd. I mean, I could literally sit here and name off every single popular male artist ever. None of these guys are jacked. Most of them are pretty skinny. They're not going out telling women to shut up and do this or do that. Most of them are relatively soft-spoken. And in communities like Myron's, they'd probably be labeled as feminine. But for some reason, they seem to be pretty popular with women. How could that be? Is it possible that a lot of men just cope by saying that a woman would never love me unless I have a Herculean body type as a way to perpetually explain the reason why they don't have a girlfriend? Because you can always get more muscular, you can always get leaner, and maybe, just maybe, they say that women actually want to be treated like shit so they don't have to work
And
on their
honestly,
garbage
bro,
person.
honestly, bro, I feel like niggas be doing all this shit for women. Like, they do all this and work out and get big as hell for women. And I don't think it should be like that. You know what I'm saying? I don't think you should do it for women. I think you should work out for yourself. Because, you know what I'm saying? Like, honestly, it's just like, bro, when you work out, you feel better about yourself. You feel confident. You know what I'm saying? You get into your day. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a good start to your day. I don't do it for women. I just do it to be like, to keep myself disciplined and like, you know what I'm saying? It just get me going. That's all. A lot of niggas do this shit for women. They just get big as hell for women and think that they just gonna get all the bitches cause they big. Hell nah, bro. I'm skinny as hell, bro. And I still get
personality, and they just get to say, oh, well, social media is making these women hide what they actually want. Trust me, bro, when I tell girls on the street that they need to get back in the kitchen, they might slap me and walk away calling me an asshole, but they really want to hop on my dick. If you're a young man getting caught up in this kind of thinking, I promise you, this is not the way that you are going to find a relationship. You are a human. This should be pretty intuitive. Most people want to be treated with respect and be with a person that they enjoy being around. It's not that hard. I promise you, you are not too ugly. You are not too hideous to find somebody who's gonna love you. You're not. I guarantee it. You do not need to look like Arnold or drive a Lamborghini or do anything.
Bro, exactly, bro. Just do you, bro. I promise you. But like, bro, love, bro, true love is within yourself. You feel me? When you love yourself, it reciprocates into the universe and it attracts people to you. You know what I'm saying? You gotta love yourself so much to the point where you don't even need nobody. You know? So if somebody goes against your morals or goes against your integrity or goes against these different things that you set into place for you to be happy, it's so easy to just let them go. Because you don't need them. You don't need them to make you happy, bro. All you need is yourself, man. Promise.
That these guys will have you believe you need to do to find anybody who's interested in you. Do me a favor, try and think of one single person who looks like this guy in the orange tank top, who's a celebrity, whose fan base is made up of primarily women. For some reason, an absurdly high amount of men will not believe basically every woman on the planet, saying that the ideal guy is mainly just a guy who looks like a normal person. Don't believe me? Go ask your mom who she'd rather sleep with. This guy in the orange tank top or Paul Rudd. If believing that all women actually want a guy who's so yoked out of his mind that he can't even fit through doorways anymore helps you feel better about being single, don't complain about other people coping.
And we don't hold anybody accountable, and we allow mediocrity to strive in the West. And I think we need to go back to shaming fat people. We need to go back to making fun of them. I mean, if I was president, hell, I'd put all of them in a fat concentration camp so they can concentrate on dieting and exercising, because
bro, this comment is so crazy. Like, this comment is insane. It's insane, bro. It's insane.
Fat is completely not acceptable. I'd have these people back in shape, because what people don't also understand is that fat people bring a big burden on the healthcare system. Obesity, diabetes, heart disease, etc. It's a big problem.
Do you really mean that, or are you just saying that?
Yeah. I'm dead ass. Yeah. If I was president, make me president, I would get rid of the obesity problem like that.
Alrighty, and I think that's where I've.
Wow, bro. This nigga is crazy. He's insane. It's like his brain is just, I mean, I'm not saying he's stupid or anything like that, but like, it's a thin line between different and stupid. Not even different and stupid, but like, I forgot what it said, but it's a thin line between the shit. I forgot what it meant, but
I've had enough. Guys, it's literally an hour
Can't think
of
of it
stuff
right
like
now.
this. I could sit here for so long and just pick apart everything these guys
I think
say,
it's
but honestly,
thin line between stupid and insane. Is it stupid and insane or crazy and stupid? I don't know, bro. I forgot.
it's just not worth it. Pretty much everything this guy says warrants like 10 minutes worth of talking. At one point he says that everybody who's depressed deserves to be. He quadruples down on his idea that shaming everybody for everything is the best way to get change. And look, I myself have been a public supporter of bringing back shaming, but there's a difference between shaming somebody for something like saying being 200 pounds overweight is good for you, there's no problems, stuff like that, and shaming a person because you don't like the way they look. Two completely different things right there. It's really just a complete mess of a video, but I've got to cut myself off somewhere, and this is where I'm deciding to do it. If you want to have even more of a headache, be my guest and watch the original. It only gets worse, I promise. Well guys, what do you think? Should we send everybody who's not 7% body fat to prison?
Hey man, let me know what y'all think down in the comments, man. Me personally, bro, I think that we just need to be in our own world, do our own thing, and just, you know what I'm saying, be ourselves, man. I don't think there should be like an acceptance for what everybody's different, man. Shit, how many times I gotta say this shit, man? You gotta be more transparent, man. My iPhone talking? But yeah, man, that's it for the video. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. Peace out, man.